Howdy. I'm excited today to talk to you about LevTech and how we want to create a frictionless world. But before I go into that, when you think of Walmart, what do you think of? Is it their endless choice of products, their everyday low prices, or maybe their friendly, smiling greeters? Well, this summer, I was able to intern with Walmart. During my time in Bentonville, Arkansas, one of my most memorable experiences was touring their Walmart warehouse. Over 1 million square feet. Let's think about the size of that. That'd be the same as 18 Kyle Fields put together. This system was huge. Before even stepping foot in the building, the first thing they warned us about was watch out for the forklifts. In other words, stay out of the way. After walking through the warehouse, one word stuck in my head: danger. As these forklifts raced by, they're lifting product, moving merchandise. It's fast paced and it's scary almost. Racing down alleyways, lifting cargo and loading it requires them to move fast. So it's not a matter of if an accident happens, it's a matter of when. With 100,000 forklift accidents per year, employees and businesses pay the price in injuries, expenses, and lost productivity. Wouldn't it be great if there was a device that could literally lift this heavy load off of employees and businesses? Howdy, my name is McCallie Cunningham, and we are LevTech. LevTech has created a patent-pending technology that uses air to elevate off the ground. This air-based technology offers a low-cost, low-risk solution to move product in an efficient way. We call it the hover jack. The hover jack acts just like a forklift, but with no wheels attached. No more driving too fast, no more overloading with product, just the ability to push 1,000 pounds of merchandise with a single finger. Forklifts are costly and require employee training. By replacing forklifts with our hover jack, we can help save businesses 14% per year. I'm sure Walmart would love to save 14%, but wouldn't any business want to do that? I'm talking about the businesses with 50 employees, the businesses with 1 or 2 warehouses, the ones we all know and love. I'm talking about the CC Creations, the Aggie Outfitters, the Producers Co-op. This is our target market. There are over 200 manufacturers in Brazos County, and usually where you find a manufacturer, you find a warehouse. Once we have a developed product, if we can target 50 of these companies, we can help them save time, money, and increase safety. When we look at our competitors, we break it down into 2 different categories. When we look at technology, it comes in 2 different forms for levitation: magnetic and air. So when we think about an example for magnetic, we think about like bullet trains, so moving at a really fast pace but require a surface. Our technology doesn't require a special surface to move. When we look at air bearings, these are used in manufacturing facilities to move heavy equipment within those manufacturing facilities. These air bearings elevate off of micrometers in height, so that's like the size of my hair. With the technology, with what we use, we can elevate it 1,000 times higher. So when we look at products for competitors, we're literally combining the forklift and the pallet jack together. So we're creating a new way to be safer for companies and also a new way to move product. So we're asking for $1 million to keep moving this technology forward. We're excited about where we've come and where we've been. You can see that the majority of this cost is going to be for research and development. We're trying to create a movable, viable product that would operate on electric power. We actually right now have a prototype that operates on gas, so it elevates at the height we need, it moves at the height we need, but to make this appealable to our customer and to make this sellable, we're going to need it to be electric, to be first environmentally friendly, and also to make it quieter and operate on reduced noise. So this is not just a one-hit wonder. Blake talked about a hoverboard. We would love to do that. That's something that our technology can do and has the capability to do. Also thinking about transportation, moving product and people in a fast way. The medical field, moving heavy equipment like MRI machines. And then also like entertainment, theme parks, making them faster and more exciting for customers to go into. This is our team. We have a really cool combination of industry expertise as well as academic expertise, but as we go forward and look for more funding, we're going to need people like systems engineers, electrical engineers to reach that MVP we talked about. So thank y'all so much for letting me be here. I'd love to invite you to join us as we create a frictionless world. And answer your questions.
your biggest challenges are to overcome technically?
Right now is to really funding to keep moving this project forward. We've, in the past 4 months, we've been able to reach the, like a height for the height that our technology travels at is like a magnetic height, so 1/4 of an inch off the ground is what we've been able to operate at, and that's in 4 months of R&D. If we can keep going and have the team that we need, just imagine what capabilities we could keep going with
That
it.
noise would be the biggest issue.
It is. It sounds like a lawnmower. Like that's how loud this is, and so people don't necessarily. That's why they steer away from it, because we need something that's a little bit quieter.
Yeah, the two things that come to my mind when I saw it was the noise and the dust. I think you're going to have both issues, right? In big warehouses, there's lots of dust, and you're going to stir it up really bad. Now maybe over time it gets better, but it depends on the industry. It can be a big problem at Central.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can add
Yeah. And this is our engineer Dean. So.
So yeah, dust, I was actually surprised by the prototype. The dust that it pulls out is not that much. The mass flow rates that it operates on, I guess that's what the IP is. The mass flow rates are considerably lower than what you might imagine. So if you think about lifting 500 pounds, you might think it's a lot of air going through, but then through, I guess, creative flow dynamics, we're able to reduce that drastically.
Do you view the levelness of the warehouse being a key issue? For example, Las Colinas, I have a big company with a 60,000 square foot warehouse.
Yeah, I guess
soils, and our warehouse is not level.
Level, I mean, grading would have to be an issue. Like we're talking about less than probably 3%, 4% gradient.
Okay.
But other than that, it should be fine.
I don't know if this is even relevant, and I promise it's not logical, but you might consider unions in this story, because I feel like if you're taking forklift drivers out of jobs, they're going to stop you right away. So it might be something to just put down on paper somewhere.
Yeah, and to that similar point there, what did the facility manager say at Walmart, at their logistics center, about this proposed solution, or another facility manager for a big logistics center? What do they think about this?
So at the time that I did not talk to Walmart about this, I wasn't. We didn't go into this idea because at the time I wasn't with the team. So that, yeah, so that's the.
Oh, you know who to call.
I do. I have a lot of context we can go through on that.
Do they have an incubation program? Because that might be cool.
That would be very interesting. They don't have an incubation program, but that's something.
Think about it for another organization somewhere.
For sure.
So, sorry, I have another question. Your IP, you talk about IP. So your differentiation's on the turbine design or the airflow management?
The
airflow management, so it's the
yes.
ducting and the shape of the airflow management after the turbine, because you're...
After the compressor, yeah.
Okay. And then the energy, noise and dust were brought up, but how do you actually charge this thing if it's electronic eventually?
So,
what's the energy balance?
So we've done 2 prototypes. The first prototype, it was using compressed air tanks. So for that, you compress it beforehand, before you test. But that's obviously not economically scalable. For the second prototype, it's self-compressing. So we have a compressor on board, and then power source is really relevant. Right now we're using internal combustion engine, so we're using methanol as fuel. But then for future, we'll obviously use electric or battery powered.
What do you see as the sort of the number one benefit? And secondly, do you think that your buyer, I've been through these big warehouses before, the forklifts go back and forth, and it is pretty amazing, they don't hit each other. Do you actually think there is a perception that actually is dangerous? Because I'm a little concerned that actually it just kind of works, and there's a good amount of safety that somehow happens. Don't know how. But my question is, ultimately, are you going to have to?
I think that's actually a good question. I guess perception, I'm not really sure, but because that's very subjective, right? It depends on the person. But when you look at statistics, I mean, the statistics are not an opinion; they're just a fact. It's a fact that there's 1,000 accidents per year, and then the perception might be different, but the numbers are there.
Number one feature.
Yes, for forklift, yeah, for us, and then with the extra safety that you provide, you'll actually save money.
Do you think that applies to the small market that may only have one?
Yes, I think it's even more applicable because let's say your warehouse employs 10 employees and one of them gets hurt, that's a 10% loss in personnel.
You talk about some other markets. You had a nice motorcycle up there, and you had a semi-trailer on top of some carrying device. Can you talk about that, and then also maybe like
so I guess that we can
applications?
actually show the video if we have time and she starts talking.